What's up, Brew Crew? Opie here. Hey, I think all the Brew Crew will agree. Sometimes when you gotta pee, you just gotta pee. And today, I gotta pee. So everybody here at the Brew City house loves peas. And I always have one problem. So I'll sow my peas in the spring, they'll come up beautifully, but for some reason we never have enough to take in the house to make a meal out of. Well, I think the only reason is because I just don't sow enough peas. And every once in a while I'll see these critters out here in the garden plucking peas off and eating them right off the vine. Now, I've tried to tell the kids 100 times, please stop doing that so that we can have enough peas to actually make a meal out of. But it just doesn't seem to work. So this year I've decided to extend this trellis all the way down through this row, and we are going to plant this whole entire trellis full of peas. Hopefully we'll have enough to get us through the season. Now, we especially love snow peas. So that's really the majority of what I'll grow. I will probably sow some sugar snap peas in some containers. But here in these bales, we're just gonna load it down with these snow peas, unless I happen to run out, and then I'll put some snap peas probably down at the far end. Now, I should note that I did sow some more peas inside in the indoor garden under lights. So I've got a full tray of pea starts down there. I'm just waiting for the root system to fill up the little starter cell so that they transplant a little bit easier that way. So I do have those coming out for the garden, and I will plant all those transplants towards the back of these bales. The sun comes from this side, so I'll put the transplant on the back side of these bales, and that will give the seedlings a little more sunlight just as soon as they pop up out of these bales, and that should work out. That should work out really well. So as I mentioned before, you could sow these as you would a small seed and just put a layer of soil down and put your pea seeds in there in the soil and just cover them back up. I have a little issue with birds and squirrels here. So if I tried to do that, they would probably come along and pretty much clean me out in short order. So the way I normally plant my peas is gonna be just by pushing them into the bale. And I'll show you exactly how I do that. Really super simple, guys, nothing to it. I'm just gonna go ahead and tear that off because we're gonna use them all anyways. Beautiful peas, very nice looking seeds. And really, I sow these really thick. I will stagger these probably about 2 inches apart all the way down the bale. And I may do 2 rows. I'll start in the center, and if I've got enough, I will come back and do another row up front towards the south side of the bales where they'll get more sun. As I said, the transplants will go back here on the north side of these bales. But it's super simple, guys. You just set your pea where you want it, and you're literally just gonna push it down into the bales. I don't know, what is that, about 3 inches or so? Got some schmutz on there. About 3 inches. And you can feel where that soil or that bale starts to get moist. So this outer layer is usually somewhat dry, but once you get down into that moisture level, that's where you want your pea to be. We're just a couple inches apart. Same thing there. Now every once in a while, you'll feel that pea leave the tip of your finger and fall a little bit into perhaps a little crevice. Don't worry about it, it's gonna come up. Look at that, super simple. Just gonna push them right in there just so I can start feeling that moisture level. And those peas are gonna love this. Now I'll come back in and I will water this bale. Actually, all these bales could use some water today, so I will water all the bales. But anytime you push a seed into the bale, you just want to come back along and water them in. But how's that for super simple? What I'll do is kind of squeeze this straw back together. You can see where I left the little holes here. I'll just squeeze that back together a little bit. And I know it seems like this straw is a little bit tough. It's like, wow, how's a seedling going to get through there? don't worry, those seedlings will come up. If they want to grow, they're going to grow, and they will push their way up through the straw with no problems whatsoever. But really super simple, guys. And this is what we're going to do with our larger summer crops too, like the squash and even seeds like cucumbers. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to push them right down into the bales, into that moisture level, and we always get really good germination. As long as I can keep the birds and the squirrels from digging in here, we'll be in good shape. Speaking of birds and squirrels, I've got one tip that seems to work really well. I've been using it for the last couple of years. Let me show you what I got up my sleeve. All right, check this out. I've been using this for a couple years and it works really well. You thought I was kidding, right? I really did have this up my sleeve. Snakes, rubber snakes. I know I covered this last year, but just in case you didn't see this, for the first couple of years I had a lot of problems with either the birds or the squirrels hunting in my bales and stealing my seeds. So, I was starting to read around, and some people had mentioned putting rubber snakes in their garden, and a lot of people, down the idea saying it doesn't work, whatever. So I was like, well, what the heck? I'll go to the dollar store and pick up some cheap rubber snakes, and we'll just see if it helps. As soon as I started putting these snakes out, lo and behold, my seeds stopped disappearing, and my germination rates tripled. So these really, for me, they work. It might be depending on where you live or what kind of success you have. My only tip is, put these out and then move them every day or so and just put them in a different position. Sometimes I'll hang them up here in the trellis, and it seems to work. So if you're having trouble and you're losing seeds, try the rubber snakes. All right, so just another super simple tutorial on how to sow your medium-sized seeds in your bales. Now, like I said, it's up to you. You can use the soil method, or you can just push them right into the bales. This just happens to work best for me. Hey, if you got a better method, let me know down in the comments below. I'd always like to learn something new. I tell you what though, if this tutorial helped you out at all, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button. You know what, that's really gonna help me out a lot. Hey, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button so you can follow along with the Brew City Gardener channel for the rest of the season and beyond. And you can see for yourself just how awesome this straw bale gardening thing actually works. All right, guys, I gotta finish peeing. You guys have an awesome day, and until next time, we'll see you.